Schistosoma. This is one of the oldest parasites ever confirmed in ancient human remains. It is a tiny flatworm that spends part of its life cycle inside freshwater snails and the other part inside the human body. People became infected simply by walking or working in contaminated water, which in ancient Egypt meant the Nile itself. The worm would burrow through the skin, travel through the bloodstream, and settle in the veins surrounding the intestines or bladder. Scientists have found calcified schistosoma eggs in Egyptian mummies dating back over 3,000 years. For farmers who spent their lives irrigating fields along the Nile, infection was practically unavoidable. The disease it causes, known today as schistosomiasis, produces chronic pain, internal bleeding, and organ damage that would have quietly weakened entire farming communities over generations. Taenia is a tapeworm transmitted through the consumption of raw or undercooked meat, particularly pork and beef. Once swallowed, the larvae attach to the wall of the small intestine and begin growing, sometimes reaching lengths of several meters. In most cases, the infected person experienced only mild discomfort or digestive problems. But in some forms of the infection, larvae travel beyond the intestine and embed themselves in muscle tissue or even the brain, causing seizures and neurological damage. Evidence of tapeworm infection has been found in ancient human remains from Egypt, Europe, and South America, suggesting it was a near-universal burden of ancient life wherever people lived alongside livestock. Trichinella. This parasite entered the human body through the consumption of infected animal meat, most commonly pork and wild game. Once ingested, the larvae burrowed into the muscles of the host and formed cysts that could remain dormant for years. In small numbers, the infection caused little more than muscle soreness and fever. In heavy infections, it damaged the heart and diaphragm and could kill. Some historians have suggested that ancient dietary laws in cultures like early Judaism and Islam, which prohibited pork consumption, may have developed partly as a practical response to the observable dangers of eating it. Whether or not that connection is direct, the parasite was certainly present in ancient populations and would have caused enough visible suffering to make certain foods objects of fear and restriction. Sarcoptes Scabiei. This is the mite responsible for scabies, a skin condition caused not by a worm or a protozoan, but by a microscopic 8-legged creature that burrows into the outer layer of human skin to lay its eggs. The immune reaction to the mites and their eggs causes intense, relentless itching that is characteristically worse at night. It spreads easily through direct skin contact, making it nearly impossible to contain in densely populated ancient settlements. Evidence of scabies has been found in ancient Egyptian medical texts, where it was described and treated with various topical preparations. In populations already weakened by malnutrition or other diseases, the constant sleep disruption and skin damage caused by scabies would have compounded existing suffering in ways that are easy to underestimate. Plasmodium. This is the microscopic parasite responsible for malaria, transmitted through the bite of infected mosquitoes. It is not a worm or a visible organism, but it has killed more human beings throughout history than almost any other living thing on Earth. In ancient civilizations built near rivers, swamps, and standing water, mosquito populations were enormous and largely uncontrolled. Malaria caused recurring fevers, chills, organ failure, and death, and it disproportionately killed children and weakened adults who survived repeated infections. Scientists have confirmed the presence of Plasmodium in ancient Egyptian mummies, and ancient Greek and Roman texts describe a disease matching malaria with striking accuracy. Some historians believe malaria played a significant role in slowing the expansion of certain ancient empires by devastating their armies and populations in tropical regions.